Hawks win! Hawks win! 4-3 in OT over the Boston Bruins. Yes, the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Bruins 4-3 in Boston. Unfortunately, they did not do that well in the third period, the Hawks did. They scored in the first minute of the third period and came out with a 3-0 lead basically and looked like let's just sit on our heels and play defensively. That did not work out, and we will go into that part of the review soon. The Hawks managed to come out on top over the Boston Bruins 4-3. And I said in my preview today, I started off wearing this hat. Then I decided, maybe my 2013 Stanley Cup hat will bring us some luck. And I put it on, and Hawks win it over the Boston Bruins. Yes, good game by the Hawks. Bad third period, though, but the Hawks do come out on top. I'm glad to actually get a good, fun review for once of a game, because the last few games, they have not been fun. Giving the Hawks a win in Boston, a tough stadium this year, that's a win in itself, because the Hawks have not been good as a road team, mainly because they haven't played a lot of road games this year, but they came out on top and beat the Bruins. I have to say this. Leonard played on his head pretty much the entirety of the game. And Tuukka didn't play that well, honestly, in my opinion. But let's talk about the shots on net. Since I said Leonard played great. He faced a total of 40 shots on net. And he was standing on his head, making big save after big save. The third period was where he had one goal that was just a bad rebound, went to Joakim Nordstrom, an ex-Blackhawk, and he buries it. But the other two goals, they were more so defensive, basically collapses, because the Hawks gave up a shorty, and the third goal was not a good goal for the defense. And the Hawks had a total of 31 shots, the 31st being the OT winner. This was a good game by the Hawks, and said because they scored on a power play. They did not let a power play goal go in for the Boston Bruins. The Bruins had 4 power plays. Hawks had 3. Hawks scored on the power play. Good. There was a fight, and after a big hit from Zach Smith on David Pastrnak, more of the Bruins decided to drop the gloves on the game he's returning to the ice for the first time after having surgery on his shoulder, and he just gets thrown down like a rag doll from Zach Smith. Smitty, good job there. The Hawks were laying the body on the Bruins. Mainly, rookie defenseman Dennis Gilbert was laying the body on the Bruins. He was hitting the Bruins star players like crazy. He got a couple good hits on Brad Marchand, a couple good hits on David Pastrnak, and the Hawks came out on top. And I wanted to say how many hits were in total. 30 for the Bruins, 25 for the Hawks. But the heavy hits were more on the Hawks' favor. So let's talk about the goals of the game. Why not? Since this is the review, and I talked about some of the other interesting stuff already. Okay, here we go. In the first period, 2 goals were scored in the first period. both from the Chicago Blackhawks. And when we go to the second period, there were no goals scored. The third period, 4 goals were scored. And the OT, as you know, 1 goal has to be scored. So here we go. In the first period, on the shorthanded unit, scored by number 22, his first as a Chicago Blackhawk, first in this season, scored by Ryan Carpenter, assisted by number 5, Connor Murphy, on the shorthanded unit, giving the Hawks a 1-0 lead over the Bruins. Nice goal by Carpenter to get his first as a Chicago Blackhawk. He feeds the puck right to Murphy. Murphy hammering this puck, his stick at the ice so he can get the puck and shoot it. He got the shot off for a nice rebound. Carpenter buries it and gets the Hawks the 1-0 lead. Goal scoring not over yet, as I have already said. In the first period, at 18:51, scored by number 17. Welcome back to the lineup, Dylan Strome, his 6th of the season, assisted by number 56, Eric Gustafson, and number 88, Patrick Kane. Off the power play, Stromer gets a tip-in goal from a blast from Gustafson on the blue line, giving the Hawks a 2-0 lead over the Boston Bruins. This was a great screen by Stromer. He tips it, gets the perfect tip in, goes right in the net. Stromer, welcome back to the lineup because we've missed you. He was a key part in the injury situation going on in Chicago and helped the Hawks get a win tonight. So, good goal by Stromer, getting a goal back in for the first game back in the lineup after missing 4 games. So we go to the second period, up to nothing. No goals were scored in the second period. But the great number 17 seconds into the third period, scored by number 12, Alex DeBrincat, his 6th of the season, assisted by number 17, Dylan Strome, and number 44, Calvin DeHaan. Great goal by the Cat. Must have felt so much relief after that goal going in. He snipes it, hitting double post, goes in past Tuukka Rask. The Cat buries it 17 seconds into the third period. I had to really emphasize on that 17 seconds. Because 17 seconds in Boston for the Hawks has some very good history behind it. That reason. But the Cat finally breaks out and gets a goal. He was having a great game all around. He was getting good shots off. He buries one after a 12-game goalless drought. And he gets his 6th of the season. Good job there, Cat. But a minute and 49 seconds into the third period, so a little bit, about minute 30 after the Hawks made it 3-0, Joachim Nordstrom scores his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Backus, and McAvoy. I'm sorry, I lost it after I mispronounced that name. So the Hawks are now up by 2 goals. Nordstrom, the ex-Blackhawks player, scores 1 past Leonard. The goal was shot by David Backus. Why can't I say his name now? And it was this It was off a rebound, off Leonard, goes in the net from Nordstrom. But the Bruins aren't done yet. On the shorthanded unit, Gustafsson blows out when Taves takes a shot. He shoots it down, and it does not get enough into it. The Bruins take the puck up. 2-on-1 break. Gustafsson gets a blowout in center ice, so a 2-on-0. And Wagner scores his second of the season, assisted by Corrali and Grizzlick on the shorthanded unit. Nothing Leonard could do there. That was a defensive letdown. Honestly, sometimes I question having Gustafsson out in key moments in the game because he is a defensive liability at points in the game. And the scoring was not done yet. I'm sorry, something caught me off guard for a second. At 17:27 in the third period, scored by Krug, his fourth of the season, assisted by DeBrusk. The Hawks defense just let it down, letting Krug walk in, shooting it blocker side on Leonard to make it a tie game, and we now have an overtime. So we go to OT 3-3, and scored by number 19, your captain, Jonathan Taves, assisted by number 5, Connor Murphy. That's Taves' fifth goal of the season. And it was in an OT where what happened was great. Pasternak falls, letting the puck turn over right to Murphy's stick. Murphy feeds it right to Taves. Taves goes on a breakaway, dekes Tuukka Rask out of his pads 54 seconds into the OT, giving the Hawks the 4-3 win over the Boston Bruins. So, great win by the Hawks, and it feels so good saying that again, because it's been a while for the Hawks to actually win a game, it feels like. Even though it's been a total of 4 games ago since we did win our last game, but still. The Hawks win in Boston. Too bad it wasn't in regulation, which I would have liked. But we get 2 points, we win, and that could be a type of game that can spark something. If they would have lost, that probably would have kept this losing streak really going for a while, because losing to the Bruins, if they would have lost, they would have given up they would have completely blown a 3-0 lead. They did blow a 3-0 lead, but they managed coming out on top over the Bruins. So, thank God the Hawks won. Now we go on to New Jersey tomorrow night, and hopefully for a better outcome. Hawks, hopefully a win in New Jersey. So, thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I know you enjoyed the outcome. And most of all, let's go Hawks!